Hello YouTube, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, I certainly do appreciate you stopping by. If you're a subscriber, thank you so very much for supporting the channel. It means a great deal to me. Today's topic is, a lot of people ask me, what am I preparing for specifically? And so I thought I would do a video and share with you guys what my top 5 reasons for prepping are. Now remember, everybody's journey is different. I'm Tad, let's talk about it. Okay guys, let's get into this video. First of all, I would like to say I do not preach fear. I preach prepping, so we do not have to fear tomorrow. I would like to also say these are my top 5 reasons me and my family prep. It's nobody else's. You don't have to follow anybody else's plans. You follow what is most detrimental to you, what could be detrimental to you, and what affects you or could possibly affect you. Example, if you live on the coast and hurricanes are an issue, you would want to put that probably as a priority on your list to be prepared for such things. If you live in Montana, somewhere like that, prepping for a hurricane is probably not going to be on the top of your list. If you live in Kansas, it could be tornadoes. If you live up north, it could be prolonged winter storms. So the way I prep, they all tie in together. If you have the basic necessities, I think they can be applied just about in any one of these scenarios except for a couple. Your basics, you need a good food supply. Definitely is a must. Water supply. A lot of people, that have wells and stuff, should it become contaminated, think about filtration. Think about your food and water. We got to have those, guys. Got to have those. Your medications. If you need daily medication, I would try to have a good stockpile. I am a very firm believer in having medications on hand, antibiotics, etc. If you want to check that out, you can go to Jace Medical, use TAD 10. You can get a year's worth. They've got medications for your children, if you've got children, grandchildren, etc. I'm a big believer in that. The next thing I'm a big believer in is energy. Fuel, generators, gas, LP, if you have a diesel generator, solar generators, all of those types of things. LP to cook with, to heat with. Not saying go out and buy all these things. I don't have every energy source that I would like to have. I have solar panels. I have several generators. I have inverters. I worry about that. So that's why I have a large stockpile of energy supplies. Security. I can't go into too much detail about security, but having defense tools and the projectiles that they use, I would say is a must, because if things get crazy, you may have to defend your property, defend yourself, because I don't believe the government is going to be there to help you. I do not believe that. Just like with medications, you may have to take things into your own hands. Good first aid kits is a must. Hygienic items, toilet paper, toothbrushes, toothpaste, shampoos, soaps, books. A lot of people miss that. I have a huge supply of books that's related to gardening, working on different things, different skills. I like to learn as much as I can to make myself and my family more self-sustainable. Seeds, I believe that's a must, so you can grow your own food. So those are some of the things that I keep on hand. But the reason I do it, the top 5 reasons, and I'm going to go over them pretty quick. I don't want to bore you to death. But number 5 on the list is economic collapse. With the government spending money like it's going out of style, they print money, they're giving it to everybody. Every country has their hand out, we give them money. The credit card debt in this country is out of control. Most people, if they suffered $1,000 emergency, they couldn't pay for it. A lot of people are using credit cards to buy groceries. I could see a collapse coming. That's number 5 on my list. You can prep for it by having the things I told you about. Get out of debt. The borrower is a slave to the lender. So if you can pay down debt, get out of debt, do that. Get you a stockpile of cash. Try to have at least 3 to 6 months worth on hand if you can. A lot of people can't. I understand that. Do what you can. Any little bit helps. So I did this video here called What Is It Worth to You? And that pretty much sums up my thoughts on the economic collapse and how I'm prepping for it. Number 4 on the list, terrorist attack. Now, that is going to be a more isolated situation unless it's cyber related. If we have, and I'm listing that, terrorist and cyber attack. Cyber attack can knock out your water, your supply chain. It can knock out a lot, power, you name it. They've attacked pharmacies, so having your meds on hand is a good thing. Having your normal stocks on hand, should they just shut credit card system down, banking system down, anything like that. Or if it's a physical attack and you're at ground zero, such as 9/11, you're going to need to be prepped up. You're going to need to be able to sustain your own self through an emergency. Number 3 on my list, another event like we had with Mr. 19. It concerns me that what if, I believe Mr. 19 was made in a lab. I think it's man-made. I think it escaped a secure facility, whether on purpose or by accident. It still got into the population. Now, what if, another one happens that has a higher mortality rate? 19 did not have the mortality rate they claimed it had. My father actually recently passed away from 19 with a combination of pneumonia. It was a terrible pandemic, terrible, terrible disease, or terrible virus. But what if they came out with something that had a mortality rate of, say, 25 to 40%? What would that do to the country? How would that affect us? You saw what happened with the grocery stores, with supply chain issues, with where you could go, where you couldn't go, what you had to have to go somewhere. It was crazy. And being able to hunker down and have the supplies necessary to sit back and let that situation work itself out, to me, is something, again, I prep for. Now, going back again, having those basic items I was talking about will help you through those situations. Number 2, political and civil unrest. I know everybody's going to say, well, we made it through those riots. Yeah, we did. There was a lot of looting, a lot of stealing, burning of basic cities. But that was a small percentage of the population, guys. Right now, that would be a very small spark compared to where we're at now. As a country, we are divided almost 50-50. There may be a slim majority in the middle that don't go either way. But if you're being honest with yourself, the country is a tinderbox. And there's a lot of people that would say, oh, I'm ready to jump into that. I'm not. I'm saying be peaceful and stay out of stuff like that, because as preppers, we're into surviving also. And jumping out in the middle of something you ain't got to get into, not a good idea. But with the political climate as it is, the lawfare being used, the accusations, it's getting heated. People are using the C word now, the C war word. And guys, if that happens, you can forget it. Your supply chain will end. Your basic necessities will not be met. Your drugstores, your pharmacies will not, they'll be looted. So therefore, I prepare for that. I try to have as much on hand as I can. because if that does spark off, I mean, it may not happen in the rural areas quite as bad as it would the cities. And I've always said to get out of the cities because of the terrorist attacks and because you're all jumbled up in there, and it wouldn't take much for a terrorist to do something in a population center, because that's where they get the most bang for the buck, no pun intended. Number one on the list, grid down. Total collapse of the grid, hacker, infrastructure malfunction, etc. You know, our grid is very vulnerable. And if our grid goes down, our electrical, our internet, that's what is number one on my list of reasons that I prep. I have solar panels, I have battery backups, I have inverters, I have generators, I have gas generators, I have dual fuel generators. That is one of my concerns. Power going down will actually cripple this country. If it goes down for a week, we're going to be in bad trouble. You're going to see things that you're not even going to believe are possible. A prime example, if you look back in Katrina, as bad as that storm was, and it was terrible for the people there, I'm not making light of that. But if you look back, the people knew that the rest of the country was backing them up, was on the way, help was coming. It took 3 days for society to collapse. 3 days. You think about it, if the power went out in the summertime, all the people that don't have air conditioning, think about wintertime, there's no heat. If you hadn't prepped up, you know, with fuel oil, wood for a fireplace, somehow to heat yourself, keep warm, that's going to be a problem. Internet's going to be down. You're not going to be able to go to YouTube. You're not going to be able to go to, you know, any channels to try to understand how to do things you should be trying to learn now. Get that skill set now while you have time. And again, guys, it seems overwhelming, but it shouldn't be. It's like eating an elephant. You do it one bite at a time. That's the only way to do it. If you're serious about preparing for you and your family, that's what I suggest. Start now. Don't wait. People may call you crazy for having extra food. That's okay. It's your journey. If you sleep better at night doing that, then that's a good thing. So anyway, guys, I've had, like I said, a lot of people ask me. I just hadn't done a video on it because I'm not trying to steer anybody in their journey. And I don't judge anybody for what they're prepping for. Everybody has a different scenario. Nuclear war is a big one. I am not as concerned with nuclear war because there is assured mutual destruction. And at that point, guys, to me, if they launch everything everybody's got, I don't care how good prepped up you are. It's not going to help you. Keep it simple. I try to keep it basic, and that's what I tell people that ask for my advice. And it served me well. I've been prepping since 1998. We've been able to go through the winter storms and hurricanes and things like that without having to run to the grocery store. To us, it's just another day, minor inconvenience. We don't have to rush out and buy everything while everybody else is out buying. We bought ahead of time. We stocked up ahead of time, a little at a time. When it hits the fan, guys, it's too late to be out there trying to stock up. It will be. It'll be too late. The shelves will be empty. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm telling you the truth. So anyway, guys, I do hope this video has helped you and found you well today. And if you do like the video, if you would like, subscribe, share, comment, I would appreciate it. If you're interested in those antibiotics, I'll put a link in the description below. Use promo code TAD10 for 10% off your order. And they'll help you through the whole process. Simple and easy. They know what we're buying it for. They know we're getting stocked up. They're aimed toward the prepper community, but they're not taking advantage of us. All right, guys, I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm Tad, and we will talk about it.